In this video, we are going to disclose which 3 ingredients you should never feed your dog. The first one is going to be sugar. Yes, sugar in pet food. It is a lot more prevalent. It is a lot more widespread than you might think. When it's in the form of sugar or various sugars, manufacturers nowadays put sugar in pet food in order to keep our pets addicted to it. Let me give you different examples. Whether you have a cat or a dog, manufacturers are going to put sugar in some form in the pet food. This, in my opinion, is a travesty and we should seek to stop it. The first thing I want you to do is to turn the bag of food you are feeding your dog and check for various sugars. Various sugars, things like dextrose, for example. Those are unnecessary sugars that manufacturers are adding to the food in order for the food to be addictive. And this, ladies and gentlemen, is something no one is talking about, but now you know. The second one would be certain grain-free foods. Nowadays, manufacturers have become very savvy, and with the advent of grain-free foods and the way we have been told that grains are bad or are not very good or they're not as easily digestible for pets, which is true, manufacturers nowadays put grain-free letters on the front of packets, but that is deceitful in my opinion. You only have to read these ingredients and they have tricked us again. So they will replace rice, brown rice, wheat, corn or soy, for example, for pea starch, tapioca or white potato. So instead of feeding your dog 70% rice, you are going to be feeding the dog 70% tapioca, 70% pea starch or 70% white potato. High glycemic carbohydrates that are not going to do anything nutritionally for your dog. So grain-free is not all what's cracked up to be. Anytime you pick a bag of grain-free food, please turn that bag of food over and check what's the total amount of carbohydrates or filler you are giving the dog. This amount needs to be as low as possible in order for your dog to get the nutrition they deserve. And the third bad ingredient in pet food is cereals. I mean, cereals in pet food, again, this is from yesteryear. Manufacturers need to move on with the times and need to remove cereals from pet food. Now, some vets, going with the trend, will recommend things like Weetabix as fiber, which is nonsense. So anytime you see a bag of food with cereals, the best thing you can do is not buy it. Cereals is one of those ingredients that is very cheap to add to a pet food, and that's what manufacturers do. In order to cut cost, they will put cereals and other chip fillers in our pet's food, and this is something we cannot tolerate. So that's the third ingredient we should be looking out for. If you see one of these 3 ingredients, or if you see these manufacturers putting things in the food you do not recognize or you think they are not good for your pet, do not buy them. Seek an alternative. Seek a better option. There are wonderful foods out there that you could be feeding your dog. Do not be fooled by the pet food industry. They are out there to take your money. They do not care about anything else apart from lining their pockets with your money. So become savvy, follow this channel and click on this link if you want to know more.